a lot of them that are going to be in the field. They have a lot of laps here. We haven't seen him yet, but Derek Hagar is here, Tim Crawley, Landon Crawley. The list goes on. There's some guys that could take Ricky's money tonight that I think is going to be a lot of fun to watch and follow throughout the evening.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. We'll be talking about them here as the hot lap sessions roll on. There is Parker Price Miller in car number 9P, his first time here to Riverside International Speedway. Currently 8th in the point standings right now in the full-time midweek series, or sorry, full-time the 59 race schedule, and also 4th in the midweek money series points. Came into the night off of a run of 14th at Salina High Bank Speedway on Saturday night as the green flag comes out here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2.
See, Brady Bacon picked up his second World of Outlaw win this past weekend, second in a row at the Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt.
He's got plenty of experience at this place.
He does.
Oh, USAC winner with the sprint cars in 2012, second with the midgets in 2016, also 6th with the wing on, 360 under the hood in 2010 with ASCS. As Brent Marks lowers the bar now to a 13.041 as the checkered flag comes out here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Brent Marks now the fastest, 13.041. Cole Macedo, the speed continues in that car, 13.167. Then Tyler Courtney, 13.183. Aiden Gatewood, 13.239. And Brady Bacon, 13.318. Tony Laporta, you're down in the infield. I have not seen you since we got to the track today. We hung up a couple of banners, and I have not seen you since. What have you been doing, man?
Chase, if you missed me, you can just say it. I miss you also. But I have been walking through a very cramped pit area, 38 cars here tonight at the ditch. But one of the best conversations I've had so far was speaking to track owner Clayton Allen. He and his wife Sherry Allen took this place over back in the early 2000s. It was 06 or 07 around there that they took ownership of this place. And Dylan, I know you've been here before, so I'm going to ask you, have you heard of the Mississippi River Gumbo that exists here at Riverside International?
I've heard about the gumbo-y surface. I never knew that that's what it was called specifically.
So Clayton Allen educated me on this a little while ago, and I was covered in mud. It's already kind of fallen off me, but we were getting sprayed on the outside of the track during Hot Laps Group number 1. Apparently, according to him, they've never had to put a truckload of mud or clay or dirt or anything on here. He tells me, this is going to sound very reminiscent of East Bay, Chase, back when we kicked off High Limit in 2024. The Mississippi River is less than a mile off of turns 3 and 4. He tells me that the pressure created by the water in the Mississippi River forces the mud and the dirt to come to the surface here on his property. And that's the track surface here. So the water in the Mississippi River, if it's high, if there's been a lot of snow melt in the spring, they see an even heavier and tackier track surface. Tonight, you know, river's not too high, hasn't been a crazy winter, but the Mississippi River Gumbo is the all-natural occurring track surface that happens here at Riverside International Speedway. And if that's not one of the wildest things you've ever heard, the Mississippi River supplying this racetrack with its racing surface, then I got nothing for you.
That's great reporting. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely digging down deep there is Tony Laporta getting us the good facts as we've got the next group of Dirt Draft Hot Lap drivers onto the racetrack, led out by one of those local drivers out of Munford, Tennessee, the Griggs HVAC, Elite Plumbing, Volt Electric, Total Off-Road, Cable Tel. Number 28, that's Keith Ainsworth. Keith Ainsworth in the 28.
Already rolling here with our third group of hot laps. Here's Derek Hagar in the 14 out of Marion, Arkansas, the Sonic of Dyersburg, West Tennessee Expediting Ameripanel machine.
Also on the Speedway from Valparaiso, Indiana, the Team Volkswagen Audi QuickTime Car Wash TI-22 All-Star Performance Claxton Engines number 13G Van Gurley Jr.
White flag already waving here in this third group of hot laps. We see Tim Crawley right behind Van Gurley, working down into turn number 1 right now. It's the 87 car out of Benton, Arkansas, MPV Express Ultra Shield Hinchman Uniforms machine.
There's the 36 of Jason Martin out of Liberal, Kansas, the Bybee Electric Trucks Plus Bell Hamilton Racing Donna Racing Engines number 36.
And Chris Wyndham in the NOS Energy Drink 55, the Zip Bonds Logan Contractor Supply TK Concrete Vermeer Motorsports entry.
And how about Keith Ainsworth, the fastest here in this Dirt Draft Hot Lap session, car number 28. Ainsworth normally runs with the 360 and the 305 under the hood, but he's got the 410 in tonight. 13.524. He's the fastest in that session there, Dylan. Derek Hagar, Chris Wyndham, Tim Crawley, and Jason Martin, the top 5.
Laps around this racetrack always pay dividends, especially when a lot of these guys are seeing it for the first time. Just understanding maybe how it's going to behave throughout the night, understanding just how it's going to behave by looking at it. That's things you can't replicate without laps.
Next group of cars rolling onto the racetrack, led out by the driver out of Millersville, Missouri. It's the Flying A Motorsports 67 Towing and Rescue, SEMO Services, Lewis Trucking, Ingram Machine and Tool number 51B of Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller in the 51B.
Next to him is Brian Bell in the 23 car here on the front straightaway. Got some fans cheering for the Memphis, Tennessee pilot, the FSR Radiators machine.
Also on the racetrack, in car number 5, out of Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Cretan Landis block, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants number 5. The driver is Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the 5.
Corey Eliason is behind the wheel of the 8 car out of Visalia, California. That's the Commercial Edge NDT New Direction Transport B&L Holdings machine.
And also on the racetrack, the 3-time World of Outlaws champion from Germantown, Tennessee, the TetherTech Safety Quality Roof Seamers Mach 1 Chassis High Performance Lubricants number 47S, Slammin' Sammy Swindell. Sammy Swindell in the 47S.
Rico Abreu in the white 24, working into turn number 1 right now. There he is on screen. The 24 car racer out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing, Mesilla Valley Transportation, El Bandito Yankee Tequila machine.
Also on the racetrack, the winner of the last 2 races with Kubota High Limit Racing, the 5-time World of Outlaws champion of the Grass Valley, California. It's the Casey Kane Racing with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumos Collection, Maxima Race Oils number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in car number 49. Dirt Draft will be the presenting sponsor of Hot Laps for every High Limit Racing event here in 2024. The Dirt Draft app allows you to play against hundreds of dirt racing fans across the country. Simply select 5 drivers each night while staying under a $100,000 salary cap and accumulate points in the process. Use those points in the speed shop to buy everything you can think of. Download the Dirt Draft app or visit dirtdraft.com for more information. As you can see on your screen right there, new subscribers get a free High Limit Racing t-shirt shipped right to them as the green flag comes out here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4.
First lap's coming across the board, just a green-white checkered here. Spencer Baston, fastest right now, 13:152.
Sammy Swindell right behind him now. Brad Sweet goes to the top at 13:040. Now Baston takes it back over at 12. First driver to the 12s. 12.950 or 962 for Spencer Baston.
Track getting quicker. Last 3 cars across the line there all dropped into the 12.8s. Or 12 seconds, I should say. Rico Abreu quickest, 12.871. Brad Sweet second at a 12.893, and Spencer Baston third at a 12.962.
We're a little ways off the track record right now, set back on May 5th of 2007, 11.060 by Jason Solwald. So we got some time to try and pick up on this thing. I don't think we're going to get there, as we're about 1.8 seconds off of the pace right now. We got another driver, or another set of drivers rolling onto the racetrack. They are led out by one of the current Rookie of the Year contenders with the World of Outlaws out of Benton, Arkansas, the MPV Express King Racing Products, Jim Schuckneck, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips Tosco Development, number 7S of Landon Crawley. Landon Crawley in the 7S.
And pulling up next to him is Apollo, Pennsylvania, Cy Lynch, the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, number 42.
And the leader in the championship with the Midweek Money Series lines up to the inside of him out of Clovis, California. The Driven to Save Lives, Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, SynCal. Number 14, it's Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14.
The white 79 is Gage Montgomery out of Fredericktown, Missouri. That's the KO Motorsports Gifford Homes Cooper Racing Enterprises machine.
Also on the Speedway from Alice Springs, Northern Territories, Australia, the Mobile One Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83 of James McFadden. James McFadden in car number 83.
And we also saw Tanner Thorson, the black 88. He's working his way down the backstretch right now. Out of Minden, Nevada, in the Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Holla Vodka, number 88. USAC winner here in 2016. And Chase, You talked about James McFadden. There was some contact battling for the lead the last time the Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series cars were in action at the Salina High Banks on Saturday. Former teammates going after it, but had a laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah. No hard feelings between those two. And James McFadden with maybe the tweet of the year. We've got it for you here on FloRacing. Race day at the ditch with High Limit Racing. The Roth Motorsports team is ready to go. Watch on FloRacing. To all the haters, this is a joke. Myself and Brad Sweet Racing are good mates. That is a Photoshop picture of Brad Sweet's face punching a kangaroo. Maybe the tweet of the year here in 2024 so far from James McFadden.
Well, and it's as frightening of a crash as that was. It's certainly good to see James kind of have that perspective on it. And as he said, those guys are former teammates. They went up and down the road with each other for a few years, and knows Brad didn't do it on purpose, obviously, and good to see that they've kind of put it behind him.
Yeah, obviously McFadden has been extremely fast so far to start off his campaign with Kubota High Limit Racing. Obviously, he was a little bit late to the game. He missed the first 4 races, but ever since he's came back, he has been extremely fast. Was in the top 10 every single race that he's been a part of, with the exception of that race at Salina High Banks when he did get into that incident with Brad Sweet. He led the first 10 or so laps of that main event, ended up in 24th. So we know McFadden's got speed, but will he be able to handle the ditch here tonight, along with this guy right here, your current midweek Money Series points leader, Corey Day?
Yeah, big things coming for him in the pipeline, just as far as things he's going to get to do later on this year, cars he's going to get to drive. He's making waves in the stock car world already. People are paying attention to this kid, and rightfully so. He has been on fire. NARC champion last year and already a 2-time winner this year.
We got a car off the pace and into the infield. Tough to tell. I think that's Gage Montgomery, the car that is pulled off the racetrack here in the middle of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. That is the case, car number 79. Green flag stays out. Wow, how about this? Down into the 12.6 second bracket for Tanner Thorson, a former USAC midget winner here. You were here for that one, right, Dylan?
I was, yes. It's Tanner gets around this racetrack well and showing speed again. Jumps right back up to the top here at a 12.3 at the end. So he, Corey Day, and Cy Lynch. Oh, trouble in turn 2. Oh, look out, Landon Crawley. Broadside slides into him.
One car was Cy Lynch.
It was Cy Lynch, the first car that was involved over there, and was kind of up hanging almost off of the fence. And I have a feeling that may be kind of a blind spot over there that Landon just didn't see him. But did a good job to at least get the car slowed down to not pile in there.
Yeah, Cy Lynch appears to have some damage to the front end just from looking at our picture here on FloRacing. And his first time to the Riverside International Speedway. Cy Lynch comes in tonight off the heels of a 22nd place run at Salina High Banks Speedway. He's been with the series here with Kubota High Limit Racing for the last 6 or so races. And this was going to be his final race before heading back to his native Pennsylvania. Cy from Apollo, not too far away from Lernerville Speedway up there. So it's been great to have Cy along for this little trip to Oklahoma, Texas, and now Arkansas. But unfortunately, as you can see there, Dylan, quite a bit of damage to the top wing. There's some damage to the front end as well. Tony Laporta, are you on the scene over there?
Yeah, guys, walking over here, Landon Crawley was actually paying a lot of attention to the right side of that top wing, which could have obviously made contact with the left side of Cy Lynch's top wing, and there is considerable bend to the front half of Lynch's top wing panel on the left side. So he's still in the car, and Cody and Trent down here are working quickly to get him on the hook, and they're going to get that 42 back to the pit area. But Landon Crawley already thrown off the belts and taking his gloves off, trying to assess the damage. He's obviously not too happy. You can't expect him to be. Axle's hanging on the right side of Cy Lynch's machine, and now they're trying to get him unstuck off the wall. They are finally able to, and they roll him down the banking gingerly. Torsion arms are off on the left side, and quite a bit of everything's bent on that left side, guys. So they're going to have some work to do when they get back to the pit area.
Yeah, you can see the Nerf bar, too, shoved into the header there. That was, for that thing to even be rolling, honestly, with the rear axle still intact like that is honestly a blessing, because Landon Crawley was in there into one at a full head of steam and did a great job to get the thing turned sideways and not just T-bone Cy Lynch sitting there.
Well, Cy Lynch and his one crew guy they've got are going to have a lot of work to do when he gets back over there to the pit area, Tony.
I don't know if you guys were able to see that. Adam was trying to get his camera set up as quick as he could, but the drag link on that number 42 had pretty significant bow in it on about the last third of it before it connects on that left front. And the drag link, everything, Dylan, you were calling out was bent on there. So a little bit more damage than I would have expected. You guys called it. Crawley did his best to get on the brakes and keep that from being bigger, but even at the rate of speed he hit him, as slow as he tried to get it, there's still a good bit of damage on that 42.
Thank you very much for that report, Tony, as we get ready for our next set of cars rolling onto the racetrack, led out by one of our full-time Midweek Money Series competitors, the driver in the Bellevue, Ohio, the Blue Emu Bikini Zone Shave Gel of Amalie Motor Oil, Tub of Towels, Ohio Logistics, number 2MD of Cap Henry. Cap Henry in the 2MD.
Working down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. The black 3 is Memphis, Tennessee's Howard Moore. It's the High Performance Lubricants Mike's Pool Care CP Carrillo. TJ Ford Wheels machine, the 2018 track champ.
Also on the Speedway, out of Nesbitt, Mississippi. That is the DHR suspension, Radical Race Gear, Allison Hay Farms, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, High Speed Titanium number 13H of Chase Howard. Chase Howard in the 13H.
The 16TH working into turn number 1 is Kevin Newton out of Farmersburg, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot machine. The way to tell those two cars apart, he and Cole Macedo's. Kevin Newton's car, this one on track, has more yellow on it.
Also on the racetrack right now out of Angola, Indiana. That's the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit Race Union Foundation, Hager Realty number 26 of Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise in the 26.
Also on the Speedway out of turn 4 right now, the 91A is Ernie Ainsworth out of Bartlett, Tennessee. It's the Huggins Cams GNS Electrical Lone Star Farms machine. You see Chase Howard on screen. And this will be our final group of hot laps. Cap Henry quickest of the 6 on track right now to 12:9:16. White flag already waving. And checkered will be out this time by as they work out of turn number 4. Howard Moore, Zeb Wise, second and third. And here's the checkered for Cap Henry. 12:9:16 will be his fast lap and fastest of this group, our final group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
So Cap Henry 12.916, Zeb Wise 13.155, Howard Moore third quick at 13.262, Ernie Ainsworth 13.528, Chase Howard 13.877, and Kevin Newton at a 14.636. Next up onto the racetrack, it's going to be qualifying for Kubota High Limit Racing. It'll be 2 cars at a time here in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. The best of the 2 laps will line them up for a heat race later on here tonight. Real quick, we want to talk about Capital Custom Trailers. They are the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealer and the #1 Intech trailer dealer. No one sells more Toter Homes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you are in the market for a Toter Home or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. So 38 cars here tonight. We are expecting 2 of them to roll onto the racetrack from turn number 4, I believe. Here in just a moment, we'll do 2 cars at a time. Remember, Dylan, the track record going into tonight, which does not look to be in jeopardy.
I think we're good.
Yeah, set by Jason Solwald, 11.060 on May 5th of 2007. Get a look at Brad Sweet there talking with the crew chief of his closest championship rival, Jake Argo, the crew chief of the Tyler Courtney-driven number 7 BC.
And I'm interested to see, just in light of that Landon Crawley-Cy Lynch collision, just how difficult the sight lines are going to be for these guys at both ends, going into 1 and going into 3. The sun is basically straight across us on the backstretch here, but it's got the exit of turn 2 and kind of the entry of turn 3 in the shade. But that makes it, I think, difficult sometimes to just kind of figure out where you're going and point the car in the right direction. So going to be interesting to watch this qualifying session here once cars get out.
Dylan, I don't know what you think as an Indiana guy yourself, but that push buggy with the crane on the back, heading down the back straightaway, does that give you Hobstadt vibes at all?
Oh boy, Chase and I were just talking about Hobstadt before we came on air, and it does a little bit. We don't have quite as many tractors here, I think, as we do at Hobstadt, but I can see it.
Kevin Newton just told me that over the week since Meeker, Oklahoma, when we last saw him with the Midweek Money Series, that he has purchased not one, but 2 brand new Kubota trailers.
Well,
I'm sorry, tractors, Kubota tractors.
That is, the advertising is working then.
He's a company man.
That's what we like to hear. That's right, he is a company man.
Kevin Newton, one of our full-time Midweek Money Series competitors. Let's take a quick break here on FloRacing. When we come back, it'll be time for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying here at Riverside International Speedway, the ditch.
Cars on track for qualifying here at the ditch. First car out onto the speedway. We'll go 2 at a time. This is Justin Peck from Monrovia, Indiana. The Avanti Windows and Doors, CoastalRatesParts.com. Big Screen Car Wash number 13. Also on track is Dale Howard from Bythalia, Mississippi. The Sonic of Dyersburg, West Tennessee Expediting, Ameripanel number 47. Out of 4, first lap for Justin Peck, an 11.971. So that's the fastest we've seen so far tonight. Good first lap for Peck. Lap 1 for Dale Howard, 12.152, 12.152. Here's the checkered flag for Peck, top left of your screen. Slows down to a 12.026. He'll take the first lap, an 11.971. And checkered flag for Dale Howard. He goes better, an 11.997. For our first 2 qualifiers. Peck at an 11.971, Dale Howard an 11.997.
Next 2 cars rolling onto the racetrack now from Hanover, Pennsylvania. The Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop number 1A of Jacob Allen, and is on the racetrack as well out of Benton, Arkansas, out of Bryant, Arkansas, the Tiny's Truck Repair, Brewer Trucking, Frame Dragon Design, K&P Painting, Clifton Services Incorporated number G6 of Cody Gardner. Cody Gardner in the G6 and Jacob Allen in the 1A. Jacob Allen has been here in the past with the World of Outlaws. He finished 23rd here back in 2018. Comes in tonight 5th in the overall point standings with Kubota Highlander Racing. Lap 1 for Cody Gardner is 3rd quick at 12.618. For Jacob Allen, he is now 3rd quick at 12.020. Cody Gardner, 2-time USCS winner here at Riverside International Speedway. Lap number 2, he's better at 12.292. And Jacob Allen goes to the top, 11.961, 11.961 to the top for the 1A of Jacob Allen.
The other 1 car in the field working onto the racetrack next. This is the driver out of Lubbock, Texas, in the High Plains Building Division. Carbon Safety Technologies Lubbock record number 1C is Brenham Crouch. And also taking the green flag from Enumclaw, Washington, the Brumos Collection Factory Cane Shocks Cane Screen Print number 9 is Casey Kane. It'll be green flag 2nd time by, so Crouch on the clock right now, as is Casey Kane out of turn number 4. Brenham Crouch, the 2022 Power Eye Midget Champion, 2023 IRA Sprint Car Champion. Out of 4, lap number 1 is 4th quick, an 11.997. And Casey Kane comes across the line. He'll stop the clocks on his first lap, 12.123, 5th of the 6 cars that have qualified. Checkered for Brenham Crouch. He's in the books at an 11.982, 3rd fastest right now. And Casey Kane comes across the line. Quick time, 11.9 11.874. So the track gaining speed as we go. Casey Kane, the new fast man, at 11.874.
Only 0.8 off the track
We're
record
getting there.
now. We are getting closer and closer. Next two cars rolling onto the racetrack, let out by the driver out of Kokomo, Indiana. The Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars Town Line Variety. Indy Race Parts High Performance Lubricants number 9, Pia Parker Price Miller. And also on the Speedway of Elk Grove, California. The FloRacing, Finley Farms, HindredCars.com, Focus Brothers Trucking, Works Limited, JVI Group number 57 of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in 57, Parker Price Miller in 9P. PPM coming around turn number 4 to the green, or to the white flag this time by. He's going to be 6th quick here at 12.095, 12095. And for Kyle Larson on lap number 1, he goes 2nd quick, 11945, 11945 for PPM. He goes better, stays 7th though at 12.010. For Kyle Larson on lap number 2, it is to the top, 11.763, 11763 to the top for Kyle Larson.
Next two cars making their way out of turn number 4 onto the racetrack. First up out of Lemoore, California, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot number 16T is Cole Macedo. And onto the track now, the birthday boy from Indianapolis in the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers in Kart 7 BC. It's Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Sunshine, the season-long points leader. Green flag for Cole Macedo in one of Kevin Newton's car. 2-time winner this year with NARC King of the West Series. Already making his way through 3 and 4, trying to guide it out of the turn 3 wall. First lap is 8th quick at a 12.010. Tyler Courtney 2nd quick on his first lap, 11.770. Macedo better through 3 and 4 that time. He goes 3rd quick in 11.781. Sunshine faster in quick time, 11.578. We're getting closer. Track record still an 11.0, but we are chipping away at it, down to an 11.5 for Tyler Courtney.
Yeah, about a half second off that track record set here back in 2007. Next two cars rolling trackside out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. That's the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs number 19 of Brett Marks, and also on the Speedway at Caruthersville, Missouri, the Outdoor Store, Gatewood Power Sports, Clayton's Auto Body, Extreme Fitness, coming soon SBR, number 37 of Aiden Gatewood. Aiden Gatewood in the 37. Brett Marks has been here in the past with World of Outlaws, was 17th here back in 2018. Comes into the night 3rd in the overall Highlander Racing point standings. Lap number 1 for Brett Marks. He is 2nd quick, 11600, 11600. And for Gatewood, he's 11th quick at 12.211. Brett Marks right up against the wall off at turn number 4. He is now to the top, 11.563, 11.563. Brett Marks to the top. Aiden Gatewood better on lap 2 at 12.147. He's 11th quick overall.
Man, fun qualifying session so far here, just in Group A. As Brady Bacon hits the Speedway. The TKH Motorsports number 21H. It's the Dahmer Powertrain Fatheads Eyewear Telstar Technologies machine for the Macho Man. Also on the Speedway, the 28 from Munford, Tennessee is Keith Ainsworth, the Griggs HVAC Elite Plumbing Volt Electric Total Off-Road machine. Brady Bacon working out of turn number 4. Winner here with USAC non-wing sprint cars in 2012, right up against the outside wall through 3 and 4. 3rd quick on lap 1, 11.642 for the Macho Man. Ainsworth goes by and stops the watches and at a 12.502. Brady Bacon out of 4 to complete his qualifying run. Did he do it? Not quite. 11.683 slows down just a touch. He'll take the first lap, 11.642 for Brady Bacon. And Keith Ainsworth only got 1 in there at a 12.502.
2 more cars set to join the racing surface here and complete their 2 qualifying laps. They are led out by the driver out of Valparaiso, Indiana. The Team Volkswagen Audi QuickTime Car Wash TI-22 All-Star Performance Claxton engine number 13G. It's Van Gurley Jr. Van Gurley Jr. in the 13. And also on the racetrack at Marion, Arkansas. The Sonic of Dyersburg, West Tennessee Expediting, Ameripanel, Bow Warehouse, Keith Jones Promotions number 44, Derek Hagar. Derek Hagar in the 44. Both drivers now taking the green. Hagar, a winner of 9 features with USCS here at Riverside International Speedway. Lap 1 for Van Gurley is to 12.845. He's 15th quick. And for Hagar, 13th quick at 12.238. Van Gurley, his 2nd race with Highlander Racing here tonight. And on lap number 2, he's going to go better at 12.672. For Hagar, he's also better, up to 12th quick at 12.088 for car number 48. Or 44, sorry.
So everybody's still chasing Brent Marks here in Group A in an 11.563. Tyler Courtney, Brady Bacon, Kyle Larson, and Cole Macedo, the top 5 as we roll right along here with our next 2 qualifiers. Onto the track first from Benton, Arkansas. And the MPV Express Ultra Shield Henchman uniforms, number 87, it's the Crawdaddy, Tim Crawley. And also on track now from Liberal, Kansas, the Bybee Electric Trucks Plus Mel Hamilton Racing, number 36 is Jason Martin. Jason Martin, last year's ASCS champion. Tim Crawley, a multi-time track champion here at the ditch. He'll get the white flag first out of turn number 4. His first lap is 7th quick, an 11.927, 11.927. Jason Martin, also on the Speedway, he'll go 13th, 12.060. Crawley already out of turn number 4, so familiar with this racetrack. 5th on his second lap, an 11.777. And here's Jason Martin. Across the line, he goes quicker as well, up to 12th, an 11.998. Tim Crawley, 5th quick, 11.777.
And due to having 38 cars, we'll have an odd number here in both flights, so that leads us to 1 driver here at the end of Flight A. He's out of Canton, Illinois. That's the NOS Energy Drink Zip Bonds, Logan Contractor Supply, Elliott's Custom Trailers, TK Concrete, number 55 of Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in car number 55. Wyndham will take the green flag this time by. Comes into the night 15th in the overall Kubota Highlander Racing point standings. Was 11th on Saturday night at the Salina Highbank Speedway in Salina, Oklahoma. Lap 1 for Wyndham is going to be 16th quick at 12.147, 12.147. Wyndham was 11th here without the wing on top with USAC in 2012 at Riverside International Speedway. Lap number 2 is better. How about 7th quick? 11.788, 11.788. Chris Wyndham, 7th overall in car number 55.
So Brent Marks, quickest there in Flight A at 11.563. Tyler Courtney at 11.578 was second. Brady Bacon third, 11.642. Kyle Larson fourth at an 11.763. And Tim Crawley fifth at 11.777. Also at Cole Macedo, Chris Wyndham, Casey Kane, Jacob Allen, and Justin Peck, the top 10. And Group B cars already rolling around the access road here out of turn number 4. And 2 good ones will lead us off. 5-time World of Outlaw champion Brad Sweet. First onto the gas out of Grass Valley, California. The Napa Auto Parts Brumos Collection Maxima Race Oils, number 49 for the Big Cat. Also on track for Millersville, Missouri, the Flying A Motorsports 67 Towing and Rescue Lewis Trucking, number 51B is Joe B. Miller. Brad Sweet won the last 2 Heilemann Sprint Car Series races, his first 2 of his career. Joe B. Miller with lots of experience here between sprint cars and micros. First lap for Brad Sweet, 11.412, fastest lap of the night so far. Joe B. Miller at a 12.187. Brad ripping through 3 and 4. Can he go quicker on lap number 2? He does. 11.266 for Brad Sweet. 2.5 tenths off the track record. And lap 2 for Joe B. Miller is better. 12.172. What a lap by Brad Sweet.
We are now 2 tenths off the track record set back in 2007 by Jason Sowald. Next onto the racetrack out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing, Sea Valley Transportation, Stadelhofer Construction, PWR Advanced Cooling Technology, Smoker's Choice Cigars, number 24 Rico Abreu, and from Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Crete Landis Block, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, number 5 of Spencer Baston. Rico may have clocked the wall in turn number 1. On his opening lap here, he'll come to the white this time by. In the curb, Agajanian number 24. Lap number 1 is going to be a 12.316, 12316. Baston, second quick at 11.779, 11.779 for Spencer Baston on lap 1. Lap 2 for Rico Abreu is going to be now up to third quick at 11.944. And Baston on lap number 2 is better, up to the second position, 11.595, 11.595. Second quick for Spencer Baston.
Lots of speed left in the racetrack and plenty of heavy hitters still to qualify to challenge Brad Sweet and an 11.266. Brian Bell onto the Speedway next, the 23B racer out of Memphis, Tennessee, the FSR Radiators machine, and we'll go yellow because Sammy Swindell did not get over the hill over here in turn number 4. He's got the push truck behind him. And he'll lock it in gear over here at turn number 4 and get fired up. 4 cars into Group B qualifying. Sweet Basin, Abreu, and Joby Miller is the order right now. And Sammy's having some problems getting started. That may have been why he was stopped over there at the hill anyways. Rear axle not turning over.
They were putting graphics on that car this afternoon on the top wing of that Dale Howard Racing 47S. So maybe a little bit of a last-minute deal going on for Sammy Swindell.
And it looks like he either just took it out of gear or it finally got rolling. No, he's waving him off. It's still locked up over there in turn number 2. So that is a tough break for the Germantown, Tennessee racer, legend of the sport.
3-time outlaw winner here at Riverside International Speedway, albeit those 3 wins coming a little long time ago, 1979 and 2 of them in 1981.
That is a long time ago.
That is definitely a long time ago.
Was anybody in the crowd here tonight here for either of those? Any of those?
Oh, I'm sure there had to be.
I see some hand waves over here, some applause. Very cool.
Sammy Swindell, most recently a winner here at Riverside International Speedway in 2018 with the ASCS Mid-South 360 division.
We're still trying to get Sammy sorted out over there, Tony.
Guys, it'll roll. When Mike Hess was lined up behind him, he got it to roll for maybe 30, 40 feet, and then it locked back up again. And then just here momentarily, or just a moment ago, MedStar on their quad was behind Sammy, and they got him to roll all the way from the middle of 1 and 2 to the back stretch where he is right now. But the thing just keeps locking, and now they're having a hard time getting it coming out at all. Thought for a moment they were going to call the push truck, tow truck, right there to maybe pull him out of here, but they're going to try and push him one more time. But yeah, it'll roll for a little bit, Dylan, but then it just keeps locking in place.
Yeah, that's a tough break, and the call has been made to send him off the track.
Hopefully they can get it fixed in time to tag the very end of this Flight B qualifying here in Capital Trailer
good
Custom
point.
Qualifying.
Yeah, hasn't made a lap, so he would get one at the end if they are able to get that sorted out on the Sammy Swindell car. So we will wind up Brian Bell, and he will get the green flag next time by. So give him a lap to get warmed up here. Veteran racer from this part of the country. And great to have him with us here. Made a couple high limit starts in the past. He was down at Granite City in Illinois, I think, last year. And he's making his way through 3 and 4 for the first time here on his qualifying run. Good lap, second quick, 11.517. See if he can get anywhere close to the Brad Sweet lap. Nice smooth run through 3 and 4. Lap number 2 is slower, 11.512. He'll take that first lap. Second quick right now for Brian Bell.
Next 2 cars rolling onto the racetrack now, led out by the driver out of Visalia, California. That's the Commercial Edge, NDT, New Direction Transport, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Ridge Development number 8 of Corey Eliason. And also on the Speedway, out of Fredericktown, Missouri, the KO Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises number 79 of Gage Montgomery. Gage Montgomery in the 79. Corey Eliason making his return here to Riverside International Speedway, was 15th with the Outlaws in 2018. Lap 1 for Corey is going to be 5th quick at 12.021, 12021. And for Montgomery, it's a 12.305, 12305. Eliason comes in 10th off a 10th place run at Salina Highbank Speedway on Saturday night. He's faster on lap 2, 11.995. Still 5th quick. And for Montgomery, he's better as well at 12.209, 7th of 7 so far.
Cy Lynch was scheduled to be in this next duo, is not going to make it out after that hot laps collision with this car that just pulled onto the Speedway. That is Landon Crawley out of Benton, Arkansas, in the Sides Motorsports machine, the MPV Express King Racing Products High Performance Lubricants 7S. And also on the Speedway from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Roth Enterprises TRD HR Livestock Transportation number 83, it's J-Mac, James McFadden. Crawley already working his way down the back straightaway. Quick time qualifier the start of the year at Volusia with the Outlaws. Lap number 1 for Crawley. 6th quick, 12.013. And here's McFadden across the line. 4th quickest, an 11.866 for J-Mac. And already checkered flag waving. Landon Crawley better, up to 5th, an 11.878. And McFadden across the line, quicker, but still 4th, 11.647. 4th for McFadden and 5th for Landon Crawley. They just took a couple extra laps there, I guess.
The current points leader with the Midweek Money Series with Kubota Highlander Racing now rolls onto the racetrack. Driving the Driven to Save Lives, Standard Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, SynCal, number 14 out of Clovis, California, it's Corey Day. Also on the Speedway at Minden, Nevada, now living in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxwell Raceway, Messina Valley Transportation, Hollabach, Ron Gross Motorsports, number 88, Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88, Corey Day in the 14. Here comes Corey on lap number 1. He is going to go second quick, 11.438, 11438. And for Thorson, he's fourth quick at 11.531, 11531. Corey Day on lap number 2. It is better. It's an 11.379, 11379 for Thorson. He's also better, fourth quick at 11.516. 2
good laps there. And getting down to the end of it here in qualifying. Just a handful of cars left. And again, everybody's still chasing Brad Sweet, 11.266. As next 2 are on the racetrack. Top left of your screen and working his way down the backstretch right now. From Memphis, Tennessee, the High Performance Lubricants, Mike's Pool Care. AR Dyno Specialties, number 3 is Howard Moore. And also on the track, the Rudine Racing, number 26, the driver out of Angola, Indiana. It's the Sundollar Restoration Ford Performance Sage Fruit, number 26 of Zeb Wise. Howard Moore, former track champion here in 2018. His first lap time is down the leaderboard a little bit, 12th quick, 12.310. Zeb Wise across the line for his first lap, 10th quick, 12.142 for the 2023 All-Star Circuit of Champions titleist. Better for Howard Moore on his second lap, 12.022. And Zeb Wise, he'll stop the watches at an 11.885, 8th fastest on his second lap.
Coming out of the racetrack now, another one of our full-time Midweek Money Series competitors out of Bellevue, Ohio, the Blue Emu Bikini Zone Shave Gel, Amalie Motor Oil, Tavatals, Ohio Logistics, number 2 MD. It's Cap Henry. Cap Henry, the 2 MD, and also on the Speedway out of Bartlett, Tennessee, the Huggins Cams, GNS Electrical, Lone Star Farms, All Pro Truck Cores, Rossi Feed and Grain, number 91A, Ernie Ainsworth. Ernie Ainsworth in the 91A. Ainsworth with a 360 under the hood here tonight. For Cap Henry on lap number 1, it is going to be 7th quick at 11.755, 11755. Cap in his debut here at Riverside International Speedway. For Ainsworth on lap 1, 12.669, and for Cap on lap 2, he goes a little bit slower at 11.820. He'll take the first one, 11.755. And for Ernie Ainsworth on lap number 2, he's going to go a little bit slower, just a touch at 12.676. First one was better at 12.669.
Final 2 cars scheduled in the qualifying order. Still waiting to see if we'll see Sammy Swindell at the end. Nonetheless, here's Kevin Newton, the 16TH out of Farmersburg, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot machine. And also on track in the 13H from Nesbitt, Mississippi, the DHR Suspension Radical Race Gear, Allison Hay Farms, number 13H is Chase Howard. Kevin Newton making his second year voyage in 410 sprint car competition. His first lap time is 15th, 12.417. And Chase Howard a couple spots down of that in 17th at a 13.380. Smoke coming out of that race car. Checkered flag waving already for Kevin Newton. He'll stay 15th at a 12.319, and Chase Howard shut her down over there in 3 and 4. He'll have his one lap at a 13.380.
Do not see Sammy Swindell over in the push-off lane. Outside turn 3, do not see him in turn number 4 either. So looks like Sammy Swindell will not get a qualifying lap in here tonight. Your fastest driver overall, just 2/10 off the track record set back in 2007. Give him a hand. Driving car number 49, Brad Sweet. Sweet's time of 11.266, the fastest overall and fastest in Flight B. He's followed by Corey Day, 11.379. Brian Bell, third, 11.512. Tanner Thorson, 11.516. Then Spencer Basin at 11.595. The top 5 in Flight B, McFadden, Henry, Crawley, Wise, and Abreu. The top 10, as you could see on your flow screen right there. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's opening ceremonies time here at Riverside International Speedway for race number 2 of the Midweek Money Series here at the Ditch.
comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus the year's best deals like 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today. Find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
This FloRacing broadcast is brought to you by Dirt Draft and Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches, along with Kubota. We are back here at Riverside International Speedway, the ditch, located right here in West Memphis, Arkansas, for race number 2 of the Midweek Money Series. We are getting very, very close to opening ceremonies. At this point in time, we'd like to thank all of the sponsors that helped Kubota High Limit Racing happen here in 2024.
Musco Lighting is proud to be an official partner of High Limit Racing. As the world's leader in sports lighting, Musco's advanced solutions are featured everywhere, from local tracks to the biggest NASCAR and Formula One circuits around the globe. On behalf of the entire Musco team, we hope you enjoy tonight's event. Texas-based band Whiskey Myers seamlessly fuses gritty blues, rock, and Americana, creating an authentic and original sound. From humble beginnings playing at local honky tonks to headlining major festivals and topping the charts, Whiskey Myers' journey is a testament to the enduring spirit of Southern music. While one driver will visit Whiskey Myers Victory Lane tonight, you should visit their website for tour dates, tickets, and merchandise at whiskeymyers.com. HendrickCars.com is the only site that can handle all of your vehicle needs right from the racetrack. We make it easy to shop, buy, and service the way you want. With more than 100 locations, 25 brands, and everything from luxury vehicles to work trucks in our nationwide inventory, Hendrick has it. Schedule a service appointment with one of our certified master technicians, find a collision center, and even browse hundreds of career openings, all on HendrickCars.com. Hasty Baked Charcoal Grills, pioneers of the original backyard barbecue. Made in the USA since 1948, these grills let you sear, grill, bake, and smoke all in one. With its durable construction lasting generations and innovative design, Hasty Bake delivers delicious results every time. From juicy steaks to tender ribs, you have the power to unleash culinary creativity with Hasty Bake. Join the tradition of quality, flavor, and American-made excellence. Hasty Bake Charcoal Grills, where quality meets unbeatable flavor. Visit our website at www.hastybake.com to order yours now and use promo code HIGHLIMIT for 10% off your purchase. Racing Electronics is the #1 company in race communications and the official race communications provider for High Limit. Racing Electronics has over 30 years of experience and serves every major form of auto racing, and the exclusive Racing Electronics Receiver Pro is the micro receiver of choice for the top High Limit drivers. Learn more by calling RE today at 800-272-7111 or visit them at racingelectronics.com. K1 Race Gear is proud to be the official safety gear provider of High Limit Racing. More top-level drivers across all forms of motorsport trust K1 Race Gear with their safety product needs. Whether it's premium custom suits, gloves, or shoes, K1 Race Gear has you covered. Find out more at www.k1racegear.com and follow us along at K1 Race Gear on all social media platforms. K1 Race Gear, the racer's brand of safety gear and apparel. The Butlerville Professional Seat Systems Hot Seat Question will take place during tonight's Dash Draw. Fans can submit their own questions to ask drivers to this email address, butlerbuilthotseat@highlimitracing.com, and have a chance to win a High Limit Racing prize pack. Butlerville Professional Seat System, when safety matters. Race fans, are you ready to experience the ultimate in equipment solutions? Head to your nearest Kubota dealership today and discover a world of top quality products, expert advice, and exceptional service. From tractors to utility vehicles, Kubota offers a wide range of reliable options to meet your needs. Don't wait any longer. Visit a Kubota dealership now and let them help you find the perfect solution for your equipment needs. Jake's Golf Carts, America's home for custom carts, has been supporting dirt track racing for over 25 years and is proud to be a sponsor of High Limit Racing. Jake's Golf Carts offer racing discounts to all race teams and race fans with nationwide shipping available. Give Jake's Golf Carts a call at 717-899-6699 and check them out online at www.jakesgolfcarts.com. Make sure you tell them High Limit Racing sent you for a special racing discount. As seen on ABC's Shark Tank, the Frozen Farmer ice cream and sorbet flavors are made with imperfect fruits, connecting us all in the fight against food waste. Rooted on a third-generation family farm, the Frozen Farmer's premium line of flavors can be found nationwide in more than 5,000 locations. To find a retail location near you, visit www.thefrozenfarmer.com. Cometic Gasket is a proud sponsor of High Limit Racing. Cometic is the go-to high-performance gasket for racers around the globe. Cometic is dedicated to customer satisfaction and provides uncompromised sealing solutions designed for each customer's specific application. Cometic gaskets are the industry standard for championship-winning teams across multiple disciplines of both professional and amateur motorsports. Cometic gaskets are proudly made in the USA. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989. Race fans, show your support for Shop Rico with exclusive Rico A-Brew merchandise. Get 10% off all ShopRico.com gear online with code RACER24. Don't miss out. Rev up your style today. Attention all lawn and garden enthusiasts. Celebrate Lawn and Garden Month with Kubota's high-performance blades, specially crafted to elevate your mowing game to superhero status. Whether you're taming wild lawns or sculpting immaculate gardens, Kubota Genuine Blades are your trusty sidekick for a precision cut finish that's second to none. Embrace the spirit of growth and beautification this month with Kubota, because when it comes to your lawn and garden, only the best will do.
This FloRacing broadcast is brought to you by DMI and BR Motorsports, along with Comp Cams. About a minute or so away from opening ceremonies beginning here at the Ditch, Riverside International Speedway. But real quick, hey, race fans, are you driven to save lives? Chances are there is someone in your community right now who needs a life-saving organ transplant. Maybe even someone here tonight. You can help. Say yes to organ donation today at driventosavelives.org. That's driven, the number 2, savelives.org. You have the power to save lives. Dylan, very, very close to getting underway with opening ceremonies, as it looks like we are now ready to send it downstairs to Tony Laporta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race number 2 of the Midweek Money Series here with Kubota High Limit Racing. At this time, we ask that if you are able to please rise and remove your caps. We welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, David Berryman.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day. Lord, we thank you for this place where we can play race. Lord, we thank you for each and every one of the drivers tonight, Lord. You bless these gentlemen with a special talent. We pray for their safety. Lord, we pray for their pit crew. Lord, we pray for the staff here at Riverside. We also pray for the High Limited staff. Lord, we pray for safe travel for these teams as they travel. Lord, we lift up all of our fans to you tonight, Lord, for without the fans, the drivers couldn't do like they like to do, and that's play race. Lord, we also lift up our veterans, our first responders, and Lord, most of all, Lord, we're thankful for Jesus Christ. Lord, we just ask that you go with us, lead us, guide us, and strengthen us in all that we do. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, David. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing as we prepare to honor America. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, please welcome members of the Tipton Rosemark Academy Choir, led by Miss Vaughn.
By the dawn's early light.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more big round of applause for the Tipton Rosemark Academy Choir? Well, folks, with that, it is Tuesday night. It's time to race for $20,000. It's race number 10 of the Kubota High Limit Racing Series, and it's time to go all in here in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Heat races about to begin here in West Memphis, Arkansas. The first heat race is brought to you by the guys at TJ Forged. TJ Forged Wheels was started by Taylor TJ Weld to build the best, no compromises forged wheels for high-performance motorsports. We only build forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what we do. We lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. TJ Forged. Let's take a look at the lineup for TJ Forged Heat Race number 1. And on the pole, a former winner here at West Memphis, Arkansas's Riverside International Speedway out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The Dollar Powertrain, Telstar Technologies, Fatheads Eyewear, Maximum Oil, Hobson family number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. On the outside of the front row, out of Benton, Arkansas, the MPV Express, Ultra Shield Henchman, Sides Motorsports, Kistler Engines, number 87, the Crawdaddy, Tim Crawley. Row 2 on the inside, out of Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink, Zip Bonds, Logan Contractor Supply, Elliott's Custom Trailers, TK Concrete, number 55, it's Chris Wyndham. And outside of him, the fastest qualifier in this heat race out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, TheGroupBid.com, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, it is Brent Marks. Row 3 on the inside from Hanover, PA, that's the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop, number 1A, Jacob Allen. And outside of him from Lubbock, Texas, the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technologies, Lubbock Wrecker, Five Nights Truck Accessories, ShopTruckParts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Row 4 on the inside from Liberal, Kansas. Driving the Bybee Electric Trucks Plus Mel Hamilton Racing, Donut Racing Engines, number 36, Jason Martin. And outside of him, out of Marion, Arkansas, the Sonic of Dyersburg, West Tennessee Expediting, Ameripanel Boat Warehouse, Keith Jones Promotions, number 44, Derek Hagar. And your final row in this one from Benton, Arkansas, that's the Tiny's Truck Repair, Brewer Trucking, Frame Dragon Design, K&P Painting, Clifton Services Incorporated, number G6 of Cody Gardner. And your final starter in this one out of Valparaiso, Indiana, the Team Volkswagen Audi, QuickTime Car Wash, TI-22 All-Star Performance Claxton Engines, number 13G, Van Gurley Jr. Cars have made their way onto the racetrack. The walls are being scraped right now. And Dylan Welch, we are about ready to go. Tony, you got something to say down there.
Taking a look here at that number 1 Carbon Safety Technologies Black and Blue machine of Brenham Crouch. He has not been here before, but Tyler Ransbottom, the man they call Rizzy, working on that car, has been here before. And Dylan, you were here in 2016, if I remember correctly. Tyler Ransbottom was here in 2016. He got to go to Victory Lane here at Riverside International Speedway with the late Brian Clausen in that number 63 midget. So Ransbottom bringing a little bit of expertise, a little bit of knowledge to this place that Brenham Crouch is learning on the fly tonight. They won that race back here in 2016. Brian Clausen scored the victory. That was Father's Day, if you do remember. So a really emotional and a really cool win for Brian and one of his best friends, Tyler Rizzy Ransbottom, and Ransbottom working on this number 1 machine.
I wish I'd known Rizzy was down there. One of my good buddies. Always great to see him working on a race car. And you know, Tony mentioned that that race. If I remember correctly, too, there not only was there USAC cars here, I think there was a 360 wing sprint car race here that night, too, that Brian and Ricky Stenhouse were teammates in. I guess they would have been driving for Matt Wood at the time because Brian was kind of making his first full-time foray into wing sprint cars. And I think, I can't remember if it was the sprint car or the midget. It might have been the midget. But Ricky and Big Rick and everybody that was on Brian's car as a crew guy were thrashing all day trying to change motors just to get their car to run, basically. And they finally got the motor changed, I think maybe right before the feature, and Brian drove through the field and won. So
of course he did.
Yeah, just like it was no big deal. So that was a great memory, and I know Rizzy always values those too, Tony. When anytime he got a chance to stand in victory lane with his buddy,
he was very proud to tell me. And as they get rolling off, speaking of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Racing in that 360, I believe also Noisy, Corey Day's crew chief, was on that car, and so it's always cool to hear what drivers have been to a place before, but it's also really cool to find out what crew members have been to tracks before. Victorious or not, those guys can bring a lot of experience to a driver who's learning a track for the first time.
No doubt about that, Tony, especially a place like this where it is extremely tricky to get around, and that's what makes it so exciting. Cars are rolling now in TJ Ford's Heat Race number 1, and for the first time tonight, we get to listen in to Cole Macedo's High Roller playlist. Well, Stacy's Mom to kick us off here, Dylan. You like that song?
that was an interesting one. That's a good song, though.
Certainly is. My mom's name is Stacy, so
oh boy,
her mom. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just going to stop now.
Back her down.
Yeah, back her down. Pump the brakes as cars are getting a little bit buzzing the racetrack in here a little bit and going to get lined up behind the HendrickCars.com pace truck. Brady Bacon. Why doesn't this guy race with the wings more often? Got the win the other night with the World of Outlaws at Hobstadt, Tri-State Speedway in Indiana, and now tonight on the pole of a heat race here with High Limit Racing in West Memphis, Arkansas. Obviously, Brady was a wing guy when he first started, went to the USAC deal, and has really not left the USAC deal. It does these sporadic wing starts. He'll show up to the Kings Royal, show up to the Nationals maybe, but really doesn't do it too often anymore. But whenever he does, you can tell that he's got a lot of experience in it.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think that honestly a lot of people forget is that Brady was a wing guy kind of before he made the jump to the all-star stuff or the wing stuff. So raced with ASCS, raced kind of all over the country at times with the wing on it. So doesn't do it very much anymore. As you said, he's kind of found his home in the USAC ranks with the Hoffman 69 car and racking up wins and championships, and great to still see him though behind the wheel of that TKH car, always fast.
Yeah, we talked about him being a former winner here at Riverside International Speedway. That was with the USAC Sprint Cars in 2012. He was second here in a USAC Midget in 2016, and he was sixth with the ASCS National Tour in 2010. How about Tim Crawley, though, tonight on the front row of this thing? I know there's a lot of Crawdaddy fans out there in the grandstands here tonight, and it's been a while since Tim Crawley was behind the wheel of a 410 Sprint car and behind the wheel of a race car here in general. But big events come here to Riverside International Speedway. Tim Crawley is going to be in the house. He has won here 5 different times with the ASCS National Tour. He was 4th here with the All-Star Circuit of Champions in 2008, 14th with the Outlaws here in 2008. So Tim Crawley, he's ran here without the wings on. He ran 9th in 2012 with USAC, ultimately 3-time ASCS National Champion, Tony.
Speaking to someone else who's been here, it's the driver that I just said has not been here before. I was wrong in saying that. I have been corrected, and I want to make sure we get it right. Brenham Crouch has, in fact, been to Riverside before in a few different cars. So I misspoke. Brenham Crouch does have laps here. I don't think that makes Tyler Ransbottom's knowledge of this place any less valuable, but I misspoke. Brenham Crouch is not making his debut here at Riverside. He has raced here on multiple occasions.
Yeah, he was 3rd here twice in a USAC Midget back in 2021, 19th with ASCS in 21 as well. So Brenham Crouch, plenty of laps around this place. He's going to need those laps here if he wants to make it through this heat race. Starting back in the 6th position here, Dylan, top 5 transfer after 8 laps. The winner of the heat race and the fastest qualifier to transfer will go to the dash. So if Brady Bacon wins from the pole and Brent Marks runs top 5, those two would go and spin the wheel in tonight's regional. Got a car off the pace now and stopping in turn number 4. That is the 44 of Derek Hagar. And Hagar coming into the week here, Dylan, he was one of the people that we were most excited to see. So much success here at Riverside International Speedway. 9 times a winner with just the USCS 360 series. He was a winner with the ASCS National Tour in 2014. He's got so many laps around this place.
Yeah, and just watching here, he gave him the fire me back off signal, and there he goes. So maybe just a small issue there for Hagar. And only he's going to go back a row if that was deemed not a safety stop. So perhaps just a couple more cars to pass for Hagar.
Hagar, back when the Outlaws were here the last time in 2018, drove from 6th to 2nd in the heat race. So we know that he can do it. We know he can do it. There's Jason Martin, fresh off of a 4th place run at the ASCS National Tour last weekend at the Super B Speedway in Louisiana. Martin was here with the Outlaws back in 2007. Unfortunately, did not qualify for that feature event. His last start with us here with the Kubota Highlander Racing Sprint Cars, he finished 25th at the last midweek money series at Red Dirt Raceway. But remember, back to that race, Dylan, he was running 11th or 12th, got upside down. He was having a great run. Unfortunately, it ended with a bad result. So we'll see what Jason Martin can do here in this one in 36.
And as you can see, just getting the latest rework worked into the surface here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about this place, Dylan. I mean, this is like, well, Tony mentioned East Bay, you know, this place, and then another track that I've actually witnessed this type of thing is Santa Maria Speedway right there in California. It's very close to the ocean. When the tides come in, it brings water back to the surface, and that is what is happening, it looks like here, Tony. You gave us the whole geographical layout earlier on about why that happens. You got more information for us?
Well, I was just going to drop a little note that I didn't work in on the original update about that. Clayton Allen, the track owner, told me that when the river is high and there's a lot more water, meaning there's a lot more pressure pushing down on the riverbed, he has actually noticed. He can tell when the water is high and there's more pressure pushing mud up through the track surface. He's told me that he's actually been out working the track on high river flow days, and if he's pulling the sheep's foot, which is a mechanism they use to work in the track, he has actually gotten his tractor stuck because the track is so heavy and so filled with moisture. When he's dragging that sheep's foot, he has actually gotten his tractor stalled out and stuck because the track has so much moisture in it when the river's high. So he will tell you, the locals here will tell you that it absolutely has an impact on the track conditions and how heavy and how tacky the dirt around here feels.
Dylan, I'm sure it also correlates with the fact that the sun's going down now as well. So we're going to take a few more laps here to get the racetrack worked in. Let's take a quick break on FloRacing. We'll come back with TJ Ford's heat race number 1 from Riverside International Speedway. And we are back here at Riverside International Speedway. You saw the drivers in heat race number 1 pull off of the racetrack. These are the drivers that are going to be in heat race number 2. They are going to come out and help us try and work the racetrack in. And I'm sure a lot of you locals know that this place, the water comes up from underneath the track surface and makes it greasy. And that is exactly what has happened here tonight. And so we need the drivers in heat race number 2 to come out and help us buzz the racetrack and help us bring the racetrack back to life here, because so much water has come up from underneath the surface here, Dylan, that the drivers in Heat 1 did not feel safe that they were going to be getting around this racetrack, without spinning out or something.
And obviously, we want the surface to be the best it can be for not only the driver safety, but just for pure racing as well. And with the track the way it is, we just need to get it run in a little bit more. And again, no rework was done. Just the nature of this racetrack and the dirt and its proximity to the Mississippi River, which Tony has so eloquently explained a couple times tonight. So these Group 2 or Heat Race 2 cars will fire off. We'll get it worked in here by them, and then hopefully be able to get the Heat 1 cars back onto the track and go racing here.
Race fans, have you signed up as an organ donor with Driven to Save Lives? If so, you can do even more to help save lives by becoming an official Driven to Save Lives ambassador. As a Driven to Save Lives ambassador, you will get exclusive access to swag, behind-the-scenes information about drivers and teams, and even invitations to special events. But most importantly, you can help share the life-saving message of being an organ donor. Becoming an ambassador is easy. Just visit driventosavelives.org and click on the ambassador tab. You have the power to save lives. We mentioned it a few times tonight. It's the second race of the Midweek Money Series. And Dylan, that is a 10-race mini-series built into the 59-race schedule, a $100,000 points fund, paying $25,000 to the champion. So it's a championship inside of a championship. Corey Day enters tonight as the championship leader in that one.
Yeah, and some great tracks as well on the schedule that will really kind of just showcase and force the diversity of skill set of these drivers. As you take a look at the point standings here with Corey Day on top, Tyler Courtney just 5 back, and again, Sunshine is the full season points leader, but this is a separate championship. So it's a great mix, as we said, of different racetracks, big tracks, small tracks. Tracks like this where you've got so much water in it that it's coming up from underneath the surface. We'll have some big dry or slick tracks. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch throughout this summer and watch this championship come down to the wire. There's some different guys racing in this championship that aren't running the full season championship, which will keep these drivers on their toes. So I can't wait to get going. We got one next week, 3 weeks in a row now, when we go to the 81 Speedway next Wednesday.
Yeah, and then we also get to go to Kokomo Speedway. I know you're excited about that one. Can't be too far away from your house back there.
It is not. It is about an hour or less from my parents' house. So always love going to Kokomo. It's a great show. This guy won last year at Kokomo, Justin Peck, in a great duel actually with Corey Day, who we just saw as the leader of the Midweek Championship, and Kyle Larson was in there as well, Tony.
Dylan, and I should know this as I was the USAC announcer, or at least tried to be, but do you still hold the midget track record at Kokomo?
I do, and I was actually talking to Chase about this a little bit ago. The Kokomo Grand Prix is this weekend with the USAC midgets, and it is the most stressful weekend of my year every single year, because when that track record inevitably gets broken one day by probably one of these like fast 14 or 15-year-old kids, my racing career will just drift off into the sunset. My last claim to fame will go away with it. So I hate to say this to my buddy Spridge, who watches these races. I pray that the Kokomo Grand Prix gets rained out every year, because I don't want my track record to go away.
Well, I can tell you, it looks like it's going to rain out from what I've heard. It does not look like it's going to happen.
I think Friday maybe is going to rain out, but Saturday and Sunday they hopefully are going to be okay. If they do run Sunday and the weather looks dry and warm, which is good, because the more moisture in the track, the faster you're going to go.
Absolutely. Well, the drivers are continuing to circle the racetrack right now. It looks like it's getting a little bit closer here. Maybe not. I saw Casey Kane go through the corner, and he was skating all over the place. So not really sure what the update is here from the drivers. I'm sure that they're communicating via thumbs up, thumbs down with race officials in the infield here. As you can definitely tell, it's still greasy out there right now, Dylan.
Yeah, you can almost see, looks like maybe the puddles of water, maybe small puddles, but it looks like there's some coming off the surface when they go through the corner. That may have just been a reflection, but it is definitely greasy, so still trying to get it worked in here before we go heat race racing.
You mentioned next week we are back in action with the Midweek Money Series, that being at 81 Speedway in Park City, Kansas. That's the Kansas Clash. Then we're back in action about 2 days later at the Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. That's the Heartland of America Showdown, and that is going to be a 2-day show in conjunction with the NASCAR series that are racing at Kansas Speedway. Also after that, we've got 6 days later, 34 Raceway. That is located in West Burlington, Iowa. After that, we're going to travel over to the Tri-City Speedway in Illinois on May 11th. We already mentioned Kokomo, May 13th, another Midweek Money Series race. And then we head to New York, Outlaw Speedway, Utica Rome Speedway, and Fonda Speedway. So a lot of new tracks, at least for myself, coming up here with Kubota High Limit Racing, and excited to get to New York and check out all of those big slick half miles and things like that they've got to offer up there in the state of New York.
So just to give you an idea here of kind of where the racetrack is at, Brad Sweet was the quick time qualifier at an 11:266, and we've had no cars on the racetrack since then, and the fastest laps we're turning here in this kind of hot lap session is a 13.2. So we're about 2 seconds off of where the track was at in qualifying, just because of this moisture that's come up as this heat race number 2 cars pull off the racetrack.
Yeah, heat race number 2 now hangs a hard right off the racetrack in turn number 3. And we'll see what the plan is here. And while we see what the plan is, we'll take another quick break here on FloRacing, and we'll be back here with heat race action from the ditch in West Memphis, Arkansas. And we are back as the sun sets here in West Memphis, Arkansas. We've got the drivers from heat race number 1 back on the speedway. They are going to do the same thing that the drivers in heat race number 2 did. They're going to get a couple laps at speed here. And if they like what they feel out there, Dylan, they'll get the thumbs up and we'll go racing.
And let's hope that this is the group that kind of gets it worked in. So I just got a text from Dean Mills, who's our cameraman upstairs, and he said that you could kind of see where the sheep's foot's holes are in the racetrack, that the water is kind of starting to come up through the holes in the racing surface. So there is definitely water underneath this racetrack and water in the surface. So just got to get that run in.
Very, very unique situation here at Riverside International Speedway. There is Derek Hagar, a guy with a lot of laps around this place. Brent Marks, he's only had one start here in the past. That was with the World of Outlaws here back in 2018. Finished 17th in that feature event after having to use a provisional, I believe, to make the show.
And he's got to be getting frustrated with all these runner-up finishes, right? I mean, he is knocking on the door of a high-limit win, has been so close, had a good opportunity last year at Eagle before he got upside down. Finished second, of course, twice this year at Golden Isles and also the Salina High Banks just this past weekend. So
and he came close to winning that one at the Salina High Banks. He tried his hardest there, could not quite slide by the number 49 of Brad Sweet, who went on to his second win in a row with the Kubota Highland Racing Sprint Cars. That's actually the third time that's happened this year. We've had 3 drivers. They win their first one, they win their second one the very next race, and now Sweet looking for the old hat trick here tonight. Looking for 3 in a row. There is Cody Gardner, the driver of Bryant, Arkansas, one of the drivers that has a lot of laps around here. Cody Gardner, 2 times a winner with USCS 360 Sprint Cars and 2 times a winner with MSCA, a 305 division here at the Riverside International Speedway. He was also 5th against the ASCS National Tour in 2021. So looks like maybe, yeah, they're getting lined up here, Dylan. So maybe we're going to be good.
One next time, so we are going racing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to go as the drivers are lined up side by side behind the HendrickCars.com pace truck, and we should be going green next time by 8 laps. The top 5 transferring in with the winner and the fastest qualifier that transfers going to the dash. Can Tim Crawley get it done here, get the win, and go to the dash? I'm sure there's a lot of people here tonight that are cheering on the Crawdaddy.
And it feels like a while ago now, but we did see Derek Hagar stop on the initial push out. He's able to refire and start in his original starting spot of 8th, Jace.
We'll see what Hagar can do in this one. He's done some pretty crazy things here at Riverside International Speedway in the past. To the green flag in heat race number 1. Brady Bacon, they're 4 wide coming off of turn number 4. What a great start for Jason Martin. He goes up into that 5th position, sliding by Jacob Allen and Brenham Crouch.
That's the transfer spot race already. Brenham Crouch has it now. He moves back around Jason Martin. Derek Hagar in the mix as well, as Crawley leads lap 1 over Brady Bacon.
The Crawdaddy showing the way right now. Been a while since he's been behind the wheel of a 410 sprint car, but you wouldn't believe it here tonight as Brady Bacon's trying to work underneath of him as they work down the front stretch into turn number 1. The Bacon in the wall. He grind a 50-50 grind. Someone called Bam Margera as Brady Bacon tried to imitate him there, and there was some serious damage to the 21H car. We got one around at the back as well. Cody Gardner.
He did a 360. Gardner did.
He kept going, and Brady trying to get a look at it, but it looks like the front end is knocked out of that thing almost.
Right front. He's got a problem. Oh, yeah, you can see it there. Right front torsion bar, you can see it flapping there.
I was surprised he was able to drive around the racetrack, and now there's some smoke coming out of the car.
Yeah, and there was some fire briefly. Here's a replay on FloRacing. Brady just gets down into turn number 1. You can see just got tight there. Brakes glowing on the left rear and just grinded up the wall, and then it turned over so far just about that you can see that mud packed into the left rear. So Brady will head off the racetrack, and I'd imagine probably back to the trailer because that was some significant damage that they'll at least want to check over, if nothing else.
So Brady's pitted actually outside of 4, and he hung a left. He is now in the work area, so we'll see if Brady Bacon and his crew can make repairs. We do need to clean up some debris over there. He tore down the Driven to Save Lives banner. Somehow the Kubota banner and the Kubota Highland Racing banner were able to survive that incident there. Driven to Save Lives will either need to be taken down or put back up here as they look at the car. It looks like Brady's got the helmet off. He is not going to be able to return to TJ Ford's heat race number 1.
I would imagine they'll maybe want to look at the rear end on that race car as well, just make sure everything's straight. Obviously, the front end is going to need some work, and he may have got into a pull there. He looks like he did. He did bend that post over there in turn 2. So that's what they're trying to get straightened out right now.
And it looks like with that incident, it's going to move Derek Hagar into a transfer spot in car number 44. He started back in the 8th position, and he's now, oh, sorry, actually I had a mistake there. He's actually in the 6th position right now. That is the 36 of Jason Martin currently in a transfer spot. He started back in 7th and was in 4th for a moment. They're trying to fix this thing, Dylan.
Yeah, they've called an audible here on the Brady Bacon car with this extended caution for the repair over there on the fence and the banner. They're getting the 21H jacked up, and a spare front axle is laying in front of this race car. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. I don't know if they'd really have had enough time anyways if they'd started right away, because we'll get the 1 to go signal maybe right here.
And it is going to be a single file restart, it appears. The cone on the front straightaway. Cannot pass anybody before that cone. And the track is now cleared, so the lights are out. We'll go green next time by here in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. We've got 2 laps complete and 6 to go. Tim Crawley trying to do the unthinkable here. Has not been in a 410 in a while, hasn't been in a race car in a while, and he is leading here with Kubota High Limit Racing, Marks, Wyndham, Crouch, and Martin, the top 5 as we head back to the green off of turn number 4.
Good start for Crawley, away with the lead by a couple car lengths over Brent Marks. Good battle already shaping up for the 4th spot. Jason Martin, the white 36, Brenham Crouch, the black number 1, and Derek Hagar in the mix drives across the center of the track and into the left front of Jason Martin. That was a bizarre incident. Looked like Hagar maybe just got tight and couldn't turn and drove right into the side of Jason Martin.
And Martin's front end is knocked out as well in 36, and there is some top wing issues for the G6 of Cody Gardner. If he's not careful, if we were at a bigger track and we were going faster, he might be flying high like a G6, if you know what I mean here, with that wing angle right now for Cody Gardner. And so we'll see if he continues on. He's already went around 1 time. Not sure how that damage occurred for Gardner, but looking at the damage there to the front end on Jason Martin's car, we've got a replay upcoming here on FloRacing. We'll see what happened. He was battling for the transfer spot with Brenham Crouch. It looks like Hagar goes in there, and yeah, I'm not really sure. It looks like they kind of just met in the middle. Hagar maybe was trying to get a slider going there, but it was not going to clear either Crouch or Martin, and they were too close together. He could not slide into that gap between the 2 cars, and Martin, unfortunately, his night is off to a rough start in car number 36.
So some calamity here in our first heat race. But the locals are in a spot for now to lock into the feature between Tim Crawley up front and Derek Hagar there in 5th. Does anybody want to see the Crawdaddy hold on and win this heat race? You might burn the grandstands down.
Yeah,
here.
I was joking earlier saying that, you know, this place is, I believe, darn near sold out tonight, and I would say a quarter of them are just because of Tim Crawley making the return here tonight. Him, Sammy Swindell, Landon Crawley as well, Derek Hagar, just some super big, drivers in this area, fan favorites, and I saw a lot of Crawley shirts walking around here today, so it'll be pretty cool to see the Crawdaddy get the job done here in this heat race and make his way to the spin wheel dash later on. We're coming to the green flag in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. We are back underway once again.
Back to green with 6 laps to go. Crawley's been money on the restarts. Leaves Marks chasing him and trying to hold on to a potential dash spot here. Chris Wyndham runs in the 3rd spot. Everybody's migrated to the high side.
Cody Gardner, even with the wing issues, has made it by Van Gurley Jr. And now Gardner's up into 7th, trying to track down the number 1A of Jacob Allen. I'm not sure how that wing is staying on for Cody Gardner right now. I don't know if it's going to make it the rest of the race, and he's going to have to pull into the infield now. Severe top wing damage for Cody Gardner into the infield. We will stay green with 3 laps to go this time by for the Crawdaddy.
Mark still in that 2nd spot. Wyndham, Crouch, and Derek Hagar, the top 5. Jacob Allen in 6th is not anywhere close enough, about a straightaway behind Hagar in that 5th spot.
Brent Marks trying to track down Crawley. If he can get the win, he'd have the ace in the hole, which means he'd be automatically on the pole of tonight's dash if he could be the fastest qualifier to win the heat race. But the white flag is out, and Crawley's got about a 5-car length lead over the driver out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania.
Van Gurley, the lap car, not in danger of losing this lap, but through 3 and out of 4 from outside the front row, Tim Crawley picks up the win in heat race number 1. He and Brent Marks headed to the dash. Chris Wyndham was 3rd, Brenham Crouch 4th, and Derek Hagar 5th.
That is going to be a popular heat race win for car number 87, Tim Crawley. He goes to the dash with Brent Marks, then Chris Wyndham, Brenham Crouch, Derek Hagar, the top 5. Allen, Gurley, Gardner, Bacon, and Martin will head to the B main, and stopping on the front straightaway to talk to Tony Laporta is a guy that we didn't even know was racing until last night. Tim Crawley getting the heat race number 1 win.
You know who knew he was racing was his son Landon. It's one of the very few times that Tim and Landon Crawley will race against each other. They did do it in 2022 for most of that season, but Tim, you are not just racing against Landon Crawley, you're racing against the best of the best here with Kubota High Limit Racing. You just dominated that TJ Forged heat race number 1. You're going to be in the dash. How good does that feel?
Man, the car feels great. I've been out a long time, but You know, sometimes everything just, I don't know, you don't forget how to ride a bike, but man, I'm out of breath, I'm fat, my old ass is out of shape, but I got to thank Wayne Rhodes, Michael Vogelpole, the people, you know, Jason for letting us use this motor, and I'm having a blast, so maybe I can go down there and get me some water and get a deep breath and see if I can finish this night out strong.
Tim Crawley, he's out of breath, but he's having a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Heat 1 winner.
That's awesome. Front stretch and backstretch fans on their feet for that one. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by DMI Racing Components. They're built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of Central PA, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. Heat race number 2 is 8 laps. Top 5 will transfer to the feature. On the pole from Elk Grove, California, the FloRacing Finley Farms, HinderCars.com, number 57 is Kyle Larson. And on the outside of him from Lemoore, California, it is Cole Macedo. His high roller playlist in action tonight. He's aboard the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16T. Row 2 on the inside from Enumclaw, Washington, in the Brumos Collection Factory Kane Shocks Kane screen print number 9 is Casey Kane. Now outside of row number 2, starting 4th from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts 7BC of Tyler Courtney. Inside of row 3 from Monrovia, Indiana, the Avanti Windows and Doors, CoastalRaceParts.com, Big Spring Car Wash number 13 is Justin Peck. Outside of him from Byhalia, Mississippi, in car 47, the Sonic of Dyersburg, West Tennessee Expediting, Ameripanel entry is Dale Howard. Row 4 on the inside, a lot of Indiana racers in this one. It's Parker Price Miller out of Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars Town Line Variety Indy Race Parts, number 9P. He'll start in the 7th spot. Starting the 8th position from Caruthersville, Missouri, in the Outdoor Store Gatewood Power Sports, Clayton's Auto Body, number 37 is Aiden Gatewood. And in the back, in car 28 from Munford, Tennessee, the Griggs HVAC Elite Plumbing Volt Electric Machine is Keith Ainsworth. 9 cars, 8 laps, top 5 to the feature.
The Killers with Mr. Brightside on Cole Macedo's High Roller playlist. We've got more of those songs coming up here later in both our next 2 heat races, the B-Main, the Dash, and the Feature. If you're watching home on Flow, when that QR code pops up bottom left of your screen, it'll take you right to the Spotify playlist where we will be updating those High Roller playlists all year long in 2024. Drivers getting in their proper starting position here in this second heat race, brought to you by DMI. Cole Macedo, I know we're talking about his playlist, but he has been very, very good so far here in 2024. Opened the season with a 2nd place run with Kubota Highlander Racing in East Bay. And then this last weekend with the Outlaws, he finished 7th and 4th at Tri-State Speedway and then at Paducah in Kentucky. It's been a good couple of weeks here for Cole Macedo. 2 wins already with NARC. He's swept the 2 races with them, too.
Yeah, Kevin Newton's program is firing on all cylinders. Kevin's had some good runs as well behind the wheel of the 16TH, so great to see Cole, Carson's brother, of course, having a good start to the year. Heat race number 2, 2 Californians on the front row. A nice even start, green flag in the second heat race.
Cole Macedo going to jump out to the early race lead in the 16T around the outside of Kyle Larson. Justin Peck slipping back, gets passed by the 37 of Aiden Gatewood. Right now, Casey Kane, the final transfer spot. Cole Macedo leads lap 1.
Larson 2nd, Tyler Courtney 3rd. Dale Howard runs in the 4th spot. And Casey Kane in that 5th position as they start to get strung out here.
Cole Macedo with a phenomenal start to get around the outside of Kyle Larson and put himself into the dash position. The other driver that is vying for a dash spot is the birthday boy, Tyler Courtney, who is in 3rd. He is safely in the dash right now. Kyle Larson knows the format, obviously, here with Highlander Racing, and he knows he's got to get by Cole Macedo if he wants a good shot at tonight's win.
Yeah, valuable win here for both of these drivers here, and they have checked out from Tyler Courtney by About the length of a half straightaway. Macedo bobbled off 2. Larson is there down into 3. We've come to 3 to go.
Thought for sure he's going to fire a slider into turn number 3. Couldn't do it. Now he maybe does it down there into turn number 1. No, he follows him again. Kyle Larson biding his time. Oh, they get together. Macedo got sideways off the second corner, and Kyle Larson takes the top spot away.
I was wondering if Larson was maybe hesitant to fire a slider down to the inside just with how the racetrack's been. Maybe wanted Macedo to make a mistake, and Cole gave it to him. Larson's away with the lead. He'll come to the white flag right here. Macedo second. Tyler Courtney third.
Wow, Kyle Larson with a big move to get by Cole Macedo after a mistake from the driver in Lemoore, California. Coming around this time by the checkered flag and DMI. Oh, Sunshine hits the wall in the back straightaway. He keeps going. Larson wins it. Macedo second. Sunshine feeling the heat from Dale Howard. He will finish in third. Howard fourth, and Kane will end up in fifth. A lot of stuff going on in that one. Looks like turn 2 might be a problem area for these guys.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Turn 2 is a tricky spot. But Kyle Larson gets the best of Cole Macedo. He'll win DMI heat race number 2. Macedo second, Tyler Courtney, Dale Howard, and Casey Kane. Your top 5 transfers. Everybody else is headed to the B-main.
Kyle Larson, your winner of DMI heat race number 2 here in his Riverside International Speedway debut. Last time he was out with Kubota Highlander Racing, ended up 6th at the first midweek money series event at Red Dirt Raceway. He will be joining Tony Laporta down in the infield for a quick interview.
Kyle Larson has to battle with Cole Macedo right there. So, Kyle, I've got to ask you, Cole, a fellow Californian, told me before we got going that this place looks like the tracks back home in California. So I got to ask you now, after battling with a Californian to pick up the heat race win here in DMI heat number 2, does this place feel like one of those short little bull rings you're used to racing back home?
I would more compare it to Fairbury right now. Most of the tracks back home that are this small and banked don't have a wall around it, so the wall definitely changes things. But thanks to the fans for your patience. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, the water coming out of the track like it is. I think it's finally kind of gotten over the crest, and I think it's going to start burning in. And then once that happens, I think it's going to be really good. It's already starting to get slick in the groove. You off of 4, so once this water stops pumping, it's going to be great. This track's awesome, so happy to finally get to run here, and hopefully you have a good rest of the night.
Kyle Larson goes wheel to wheel, literally, with Cole Macedo for the win in DMI heat race number 2.
Next up is BR Motorsports heat race 3. When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR Motorsports only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, and Kaiser Wheels. To find out more, visit brmotorsports.com, and don't forget to request a free copy of the new BR Super Parts catalog. Here's the lineup in heat race number 3. On the pole out of Arlington, Tennessee, the FSR Radiators, Estelle Truck Repair, Driven Racing Oil, Ingram Machine and Tool number 23B, Brian Bell. And outside of him at Lebanon, Indiana, True Timber Camo, Nice Green Landis Block, JRC Transportation number 5 is Spencer Baston. Row 2 on the inside of the Bellevue, Ohio, the Blue Emu, Bikini Zone Shave Gel, Amalie Oil, Tubba Towels number 2, MD Cap Henry. Outside of him, the 5-time Outlaw Champion out of Grass Valley, California, the Casey Kane Race with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection number 49 of Brad Sweet. Row 3 on the inside of Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Freer Race Redeem Foundation number 26 of Zeb Wise. And outside of him from Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, NDT New Direction Transfer, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers number 8, Corey Eliason. Row 4 on the inside from Millersville, Missouri, the Flying A Motorsports 67 Towing and Rescue, SEMO Services, Lewis Trucking number 51B of Joe B. Miller. And outside of him from Terre Haute, Indiana, the 16TH of Kevin Newton driving the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot entry. Row 5 on the inside of the Nesbitt, Mississippi, the DHR Suspension Radical Race Gear, Allison Hay Farms, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions number 13H Chase Howard. And your final start out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, Math Motorsports number 42 Cy Lynch. That is the lineup for BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Let's tune back in to Cole Macedo's High Roller playlist. Green Day, underrated, in my opinion.
Are they?
I feel like they are. Nobody talks about them anymore. Come on.
I saw a Green Day cover band back in Charlotte a couple months ago. Pretty good.
I didn't know they had.
I'm a Green Day fan, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Green Day is definitely good. They got some good ones. American Idiot there from Cole Mosquito's High Roller Play those. Here we go. HenderCars.com, pace truck pulling off the Speedway, ready to go. Brian Bell on the pole of this one. The driver not too far away from in Arlington, Tennessee. Let's see what he can do alongside Spencer Baston as they roll to the chalk stripe in turn number 3. Green flag waves in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. And it's going to be Baston around the outside. He gets tight right there into turn number 1. Has the race lead. Brian Bell second. Cap Henry getting back by Brad Sweet for third.
And Brad was kind of doing the slide for life there through 1 and 2. He got to the inside of Cap Henry, but was on the bottom and then lost a ton of momentum by the time he slid to the high side. So he slots into that 4th spot. Eliason runs in 5th, and Zeb Wise there in the Sundollar Restoration 26 runs in the 6th spot.
Yeah, we got 2 high rollers battling for 1 transfer spot. The number 8 of Corey Eliason and the 26 of Zeb Wise. And Zeb can't quite find a way. It looks like a couple guys starting to really push down there in turn number 1. Can't get that car rotated. And Baston might catch the back of the field by the end of this thing. 4 to go next time by, and he is on the same straightaway as both Chase Howard and Joe B. Miller.
Well, and watching him through 1 and 2, there's a little lip that's formed up about a car width off the cushion, off the outside wall, and Baston's hitting that perfectly. It's kind of keeping him out of the fluff off the exit of turn 2 that looked like some of those other guys were having problems with. So Baston may have kind of found the ticket over here at this end of the racetrack.
He's now right behind Chase Howard, trying to put him 1 lap down. Baston obviously in a dash position. So is Brad Sweet. Brian Bell closing in on Baston now as he cannot get by Chase Howard. Next time by, the white flag will be in the air. Baston makes his way by the 13H. Brian Bell, remember that for later. He caught him in a hurry right there here in this heat race as Baston will come around to the white flag. 1 to go in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3.
Yeah, Bell's got a lot of laps around this racetrack, but this will be a really, really nice performance. Just a couple more corners. That ledge is a full-on ledge. Bell just hit it, picked the left sides up through 1 and 2. Out of 3 and 4, heat race number 3, going to go to Spencer Baston. Second to Brian Bell. Cap Henry finishes 3rd. Brad Sweet is 4th, and Corey Eliason 5th. Those 5 cars locked into the feature.
And your dash drivers will be Baston with the heat race win and Brad Sweet, your fastest qualifier to transfer. Brian Bell second, Cap Henry third, then Sweet, then Eliason holds off Zeb Wise for that last transfer spot. Kevin Newton 7th, Joe B. Miller 8th, Chase Howard 9th, and Cy Lynch did not start that heat race. With that, we're going to go downstairs, I believe, with Tony Laporta. He is going to talk to one of the local competitors here, located not too far down the road in Arlington, Tennessee. I saw a lot of Brian Bell t-shirts in the house here tonight at Riverside International Speedway. He'll stop that Estelle truck repair number 23B on the front stretch and talk to Tony Laporta.
Brian Bell comes to a stop right here in front of us. Brian, Dylan Welch up in the booth has a question. I think a lot of people want to know the answer to this question. How tricky, how technical is running turn 2 over there on the wall?
Yeah, it takes a really good race car, and that's what I had just then. Qualifying as well, you got to have a lot of trust, a lot of faith in your race car. My dad and Steve give me a phenomenal car tonight, as you can see. It's whew. I'm like Tim Crawley. I'm about out of breath. We me and him both got to get gym memberships. But you know, it takes like I said, a lot of faith in your race car to just really run in. I think turn 3 might be equally as bad, to just get right against the fence. So, whew, I'm just glad to be here and in front of my hometown crowd. Hometown is representing tonight. We're going to keep it going.
Brian Bell making the people make some noise. He can hear you, folks. Let him hear it. BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 wrapping up. And Dylan, that turn number 2 over there, as you called it out, it's pretty technical right now.
It is. Interesting approach. Love the local guys having success early in the night. That is awesome. That is good stuff. Brian Bell going to race tonight for $20,000 to win. And our final heat race of the night is rolling onto the Speedway right now. It's brought to you by Winners Performance. Winners Performance has been manufacturing speed parts for the racing industry for over 65 years. Many of the winningest sprint cars in history are equipped with Winters quick change rear ends and driveline components. Visit winnersperformance.com today. Here's how we'll roll them for heat race number 4 on the pole from Minden, Nevada. In the Smith Titanium Factory Cane Hollow Vodka number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. Outside of him, from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Roth Enterprises TRD HR Livestock Transportation 83 is James McFadden. Row 2 on the inside out of Benton, Arkansas, the side's Motorsports MPV Express. King Racing Products 7S is Landon Crawley. Outside of him from Clovis, California, the midweek Money Series points leader in the Sander Engineering, driven to save lives. Autry Plumbing, number 14, is Corey Day. Row 3 on the inside from St. Helena, California. In the Mesilla Valley Transportation, Stadelhofer Construction, Power Advanced Cooling Tech, Smoker's Choice 24 is Rico Abreu. And outside of him from Memphis, Tennessee, starting 6, the High Performance Lubricants, Mike Spool Care. TJ Forged Wheels, number 3, is Howard Moore. Row 4 on the inside from Fredericktown, Missouri. It's the KO Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises 79 of Gage Montgomery. And outside of him from Bartlett, Tennessee, the Huggins Cams, GNS Electrical, All Pro Truck Cores 91A is Ernie Ainsworth. And scheduled to start 9th from Germantown, Tennessee, the TetherTech Safety Quality Roof Seamers Mach 1 Chassis number 47S is Sammy Swindell. 8 laps, top 5, transfer to the feature.
You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up.
I'm not familiar with that one. Who was that?
You've never heard that before?
I don't think I have.
It's I don't know the artist. Indoor?
Okay.
Never heard that, but I have heard that song before in a couple of movies. It's time to pump it up. I mean, come on, that's a good song for a heat race here as we're ready to go green next time by. Tanner Thorson alongside James McFadden. Thorson struggled the other night at Salina High Bank Speedway, did not take a provisional to make the show, just decided to call it a night. And those guys, him, Brent Marble, Janky Bobby, all them, they have built a brand new race car here tonight. They're going to be on the pole of this heat race. And this looks like a track right up the alley of Tanner Thorson we talked about earlier. Already a winner here with the USAC Midgets in the past.
Tanner always has some of the nicest stuff in the pit area, for sure. Final heat race of the night. McFadden's ready to go from outside the front row. He'll lead into turn number 1. Thorson will slide in second. Corey Day goes to the 3rd spot, and we go yellow.
I don't think officials liking that start there. McFadden getting on the throttle maybe a little bit early there, and they're going to call it back. We'll see what happens this next time, but it looks like to me so far tonight, Dylan, the outside of the front row has been really, really good on these original starts.
Well, I think there is probably still a little bit of grease maybe in the middle groove or even down lower. So you're going to be pointed going down the hill, and you may kind of run across some of that less than desirable track conditions as we're watching them sort the front row out here. McFadden's going to get Dr. Rowe for jumping that start. They'll crisscross. So Landon Crawley will go to the front row, and Corey Day goes to 3rd.
Landon Crawley goes to the front row, much to the delight of the fans.
I was going to say, can we have both Crawleys win their heat race here?
That would be something here. Landon Crawley, obviously a Rookie of the Year contender with the World of Outlaws here in 2024, using up one of his 4 races to come down here and race at his home track. He'll line up alongside Tanner Thorson here in heat race number 4 off of turn number 4. We are green. Thorson's on it this time, and he'll lead him into turn number 1.
Okay, he got a good jump there. He'll be able to go where he wants to. Hits that ledge. Look at that. Who was that? Corey Day was 4 tires in the air off that hole there in the center of 1 and 2. Sits it back down and holds on to the 4th spot.
Howard Moore holding off the 24 Rico Abreu right now for that final transfer spot. The 24 car, I don't think we've seen him at B-main. He gets tight right there and gets passed by Ernie Ainsworth. Ainsworth with the 360 under the hood, going by the 24 Rico Abreu, that time by off of turn number 2.
Track's got a lot of character at both ends, kind of right in the middle of the racetrack, about a car width or so off the outside wall. You got to be pointed in the right direction. Tanner Thorson he's half tracking him just about already. Checked out the 88 up front. Landon Crawley runs 2nd, James McFadden 3rd, Corey Day 4th, and Howard Moore 5th, and final transfer spot to him for now.
James McFadden going to put up a challenge here to Landon Crawley for the 2nd spot. It looks to the inside off of turn number 4. Cannot make the pass there, but he's all over him as he worked back into turn number 1. He works a lane lower than Crawley right there into turn 1, and Crawley has momentum down the backstretch to maintain P2.
McFadden searching, trying anything, but Landon doing a nice job here. The youngster holding off one of the best for sure. And McFadden, it's brought Corey Day into this battle. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. a literal half track behind this man, Tanner Thorson. He'll see the white flag next time by.
Howard Moore in the final transfer spot right now in car number 3, looking good, looking solid in that AG Reigns entry as the white flag comes out for Tanner Thorson as he's on the same straightaway as the back of the field. There goes McFadden trying to put a move on Crawley as they come around to the checker this time by. Tanner Thorson wins by a country mile here in this one. Second spot looks like it's going to go to Crawley off of turn number 4. He hangs on.
McFadden third, Day fourth, Howard Moore fifth. Rico Abreu falls back to 7th there at the end of that heat race, and he'll be headed to the B main.
So your winner going to the dash is Tanner Thorson, second to Landon Crawley, third to McFadden, fourth, and going to the dash is Corey Day, fifth, and going to the feature. How about it for Howard Moore? And heading to the B main, the 91A of Ernie Ainsworth, the 24 Rico Abreu, the 79 of Gage Montgomery, and the 47S Sammy Swindell does not start heat race number 4. Tanner Thorson, brand new car underneath of him, and it looks pretty good there in that Rod Gross Motorsports number 88. He's going to be happy about a heat race win, and he's going to be happy about talking to Tony Laporta.
I don't know how happy he'll be about that, but he is probably happy about the win in winner's performance heat race number 4. Tanner, this racetrack's kind of rough and tumble. You're a rough and tumble kind of guy. Does it suit your driving style?
Yeah, definitely. I think we got a pretty good race car. Had to go back to the shop after the last couple races and do some research and try to get our stuff a little bit better. And, I got to thank Rod Gross and Nancy back in Pennsylvania for, believing in me and giving me the opportunity and sticking behind me. It's been a frustrating start of the season so far, but I think we found something, and I'm excited about it.
Tanner Thorson picks up the victory in winner's performance heat race number 4. This morning, he was actually driving his Kubota tractor to his mother-in-law's house. So from the Kubota tractor to behind the wheel, that number 88, guys, he feels pretty good right now.
Hey, I don't think the tractor drives quite the same as the Rod Gross Motorsports sprint car there.
They are fast. I don't know if they're that fast.
Are they fast, the tractors?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I've never seen one actually drive. I've seen Tony Laporta sit on one back there at Salina High Bank Speedway.
Well, let's have Tony open it up. We'll see what it's got later.
68.5 horsepower, guys.
Well,
that's the one in Salina.
68.5.
Yeah, look at him.
Might as well make it 69.
Well, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice number. Yeah.
Nice number, yeah. So we got the dash coming up here, the dash draw, I should say. We'll explain more about that here in just a moment. Real quick, let's take a look at what is coming up here on FloRacing over the next couple of days. Kubota High Limit Racing back in action next Wednesday night, May 1st at 81 Speedway in Park City, Kansas. And then we are at the Lakeside Speedway 2 nights after that, May 3rd and 4th. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at the Ponderosa Speedway on May 3rd. USAC Let's Race 2 Eldora Speedway for the USAC Sprint Cars on May 3rd and 4th. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series back in action again on May 4th at Florence Speedway. And then the Lucas Oil MLRA Late Models, they are in action at Adams County Speedway on May 5th. Let's take a quick commercial break here on Flo. We'll come back with tonight's Dash Roulette Wheel Spin.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Are you looking for the best made in the USA racing components? Look no further. DMI Racing Components and Bulldog Quick Change Rears are built tough, built to win, and built in the USA. DMI components are designed, developed, produced, and shipped by experienced winning racers in the heart of central Pennsylvania. From late nights in the shop to 2 a.m. car washes, we know what it takes to compete, and we know you deserve the best. We race, you race. Let's race together.
This broadcast is brought to you by TJ Forged and Winters Performance, along with FK Rod Ends. The FK Rod Ends Dash is coming up here soon, but first, we've got to show you the Dash Roulette spin wheel. You know, you've seen the Dash draw before. Usually it's a couple of numbers, 1 through 8. They pull out a number, and they get that number. That's where they start. But we've got something a little bit different here with High Limit Racing, and for that, let's go downstairs to Tony Laporta to explain more.
Yes, sir, Chase. Sorry about that. We're getting ready to go here. We've got our roulette wheel spin here. The drivers are going to go ahead and give this thing a rip, and the whole field has to spin. The lowest number spun will determine who starts on the inside of the front row, and then it goes by next highest number, and so on. So you'll see as we get going here. We will also ask our FK Rod Ends Dash qualifying drivers tonight's Butler-built professional seat systems hot seat question of the night. So let's get going. It's always a surprise for the first driver who shows on up. Tim Crawley is going to be our first driver to spin. Folks, he can hear you down here. Tim Crawley getting that win in the first heat race of the night. Tim, come over here for me first. So we're going to ask you the Butler-built professional seat systems hot seat question of the night. This is not my question. We have a fan who has submitted this. Jeffrey Schreckler wants to know, most drivers are superstitious. What is your racing superstition?
Believe it or not, I drove for Mike Ward for 10.5 years, and he was the most superstitious I know. I literally have none.
No superstitions at all, even though driving for a very superstitious car owner. Give that thing a spin. It's got to go half a way around at least, and you're wanting the lowest number you can get. If you get the lowest number spun through the whole thing, you are going to be starting on the inside of the front row. Tim Crawley, the winner of our first heat race of the night, and that is an 18. So 18, that's not great. It's not bad, though. Tim Crawley with the number 18. Up next, Spencer Baston picking up the victory in heat race number 2. We got so many drivers down here. This is awesome. Spencer's going to make his way over. The Butler-built professional seat systems hot seat question of the night is right here over here for me. Most drivers are superstitious. What's your racing superstition?
I've never been superstitious. The only tradition I tried to start, and it worked there for a little while, was eating some Chinese food on race day, Panda Express. So, but other than that, I'm not a very superstitious person.
A very flimsy usage of the term Chinese food right there, Panda Express. 18 is what Tim Crawley spun. Spencer's going to give it a rip here. 18, he wants to get lower than that. Let's get a good view of it here. 19. So that's easy to keep track of, 19 and 18. Kyle Larson will be next to spin. He picked up the victory in heat race number 3. Kyle, a lot of racing drivers are superstitious. Jeffrey Schreckler wants to know, do you have any racing superstitions?
I guess the one that's most noticeable is I always have a ladybug sticker on all of my race cars. It's kind of been with us ever since I started. Johnny Rutherford had a ladybug land on him at the Indy 500. I can't remember what year he won. But he told his crew that everybody's raced for second that day, and yeah, he won. So my dad read an article, I don't know if it's in Speed Sport News or something, and ever since then he started putting on my car. So yeah, it's on every one of my race cars. It's on, if you look at it, if you got a t-shirt of mine on with the full design on it, there's a ladybug somewhere on that as well.
That is so cool. So a ladybug for Kyle Larson. Spencer Basin says he's not superstitious. Maybe he's just a little stitious. That's a joke from The Office. Kyle Larson trying to spin something lower than an 18 here. Very close to the 17, but it's actually a 32. Womp, womp. Kyle Larson with a 32. Tanner Thorson, our 4th and final heat race winner, will make his way down to spin. Tanner, a lot of drivers have racing superstitions. What's yours?
I don't think I do. I did there for a little bit, and I was just telling Spencer about it. It's like I always ate Subway right before race day, and you know, and then that's kind of went downhill. So I don't have any.
Panda Express for Baston, Subway for Tanner. Our drivers know how to eat healthy when on the road here with Kubota High Limit Racing. Tanner gives that thing a good spin. An 18 for Crawley, a 19 for Baston, a 32 for Larson. Tanner walks away because he knows how long this thing is going to spin for. 32 was our last spin. This will be a 15. That's the inside of the front row provisionally. Right now, that's the lowest number we've seen. Brent Marks is up next to spin. Brent, talk to you back on Saturday night after a great run on the podium. Racing Superstitions, Jeffrey Schreckler wants to know, what's yours?
It's just the way that I put my my gear on. So other than that, I'm not too awful bad at it. But my wife's gonna laugh. But I have certain underwear that I wear too. So, but yeah. So no, it's just the way I put my my gear on, and that's it.
Okay, no follow-ups about the underwear, I promise. So we've got an 18, a 19, a 32, and a 15 for Tanner Thorson. That's the low number we're trying to beat right here. Thorson would be on the inside of the front row for this dash. And Brent Marks, almost a 0, but it's a 28. So climactic. Brad Sweet, Racing Superstitions. Lots of drivers have them. Do you?
I don't.
No. Oh, okay, all right. Well, there you go. No superstitions for Brad Sweet. You know what he would like? No superstitions, but he would like a nice low number here, 14 or smaller. That's what he wants. Oh, the 00 would have automatically given him the inside. That's 13. Hey, that's pretty good. We got an 18, a 19, a 15, and a 13. These groupings are very tight here tonight. How about the birthday boy? Sunshine, Tyler Courtney, West Memphis, Arkansas. Tell him happy birthday, why don't you? Sunshine, happy birthday. What's your racing superstition?
I've got, honestly, way too many of them, but I think the one thing I kind of go back and forth with is helmets. Like a couple years ago, well, 2018 to 2019, I'd keep bringing this one helmet back out if we were struggling. So just there's a lot of stupid stuff that I think about, and mostly has to do with helmets.
You're not going to talk about GoPros?
Oh, yeah, definitely GoPros.
No GoPros on the 7BC. Tyler Courtney will not allow him. He's going to give him a spin here. Brad Sweet has the inside of the front row provisionally with the number 13. If that stays on 10, Sunshine to the front row and on the inside. So a 10 is the number to beat. Clovis, California's two-time Kubota High Limit winner and your most recent winner with the Midweek Money Series. Corey Day is next. Corey, lots of racing superstitions. What's yours?
I don't really have much superstitions, just listen to music on the way to the track, kind of get my head in the right space. That's about it.
All right, lots of music, no superstition. He's been great this season so far. A 10 is what he's trying to beat. That's what Sunshine Tyler Courtney just spun right here, and it's a 4. Corey Day to the pole position here for the FK Rod Ends Dash. How about that? Corey Day gets it done, so that's how they will line up. If you're watching at home on Flow, you have that fancy graphic. Brad Sweet, Brian Walker's going to let me know. Corey Day is on the inside of the front row. Tyler Courtney is second. Brad Sweet and Tanner Thorson will share row number 2. And then it's going to be Tim Crawley, Spencer Baston, Brent Marks, and Young Money, Kyle Larson. Chase, your idea down here continues to make pretty cool moments. That's how they'll line up for the FK Rod Ends Dash.
It definitely delivered here tonight. Exciting stuff down there with the Dash Roulette spin wheel. We're going to take a quick break here on FloRacing right after a quick read from Driven to Save Lives. Race fans, have you already signed up as an organ donor with Driven to Save Lives? If so, you could do even more to help save lives by becoming an official Driven to Save Lives ambassador. As a Driven to Save Lives ambassador, you will get exclusive access to swag, behind-the-scenes information about drivers and teams, and even invitations to special events. But most importantly, you can help share the life-saving